Hey there, good looking. If you have tight hips, you're gonna love this workout. In fact, you're probably gonna wanna favorite it and come back to it a couple of times a week. We're gonna hit on your hips and the mobility as well as its flexibility. Now, many people confuse the two, thinking that they're the same, and they're not. They're quite different, actually. Your hip mobility is the ability to take your hip through end range of motion with strength, whereas flexibility is more the flexibility of the muscle. So we're going to do some cool mobility drills, which is going to create a little fire and heat in the muscle and the joint, and then hold some static stretches. Now, if you're enjoying this workout ads-free on Over 50 Fitness, this is also day 5 of our 25 and 25 challenge volume 2. So it's a recovery day workout, guys. Now, I'm also sharing this on my YouTube channel so I can give you guys a glimpse as to some of the workouts and challenges that are available on the platform. If you want to give us a test drive, I've got a link down below for a 14-day trial. For equipment today, please grab a chair as well as a yoga block. If you don't own a yoga block, grab a towel or a blanket and roll it up. All right, let's go get started. All right, we're going to start with a hip pulse, which is really going to open up the hip joint. And as mentioned in the intro, work the end range of our hip joint with strength. Grab a chair. We'll start with the chair, and then I'm going to encourage those of you who are more intermediate advanced to let go of the chair. You want the seat facing you. Inside leg forward, outside leg back. Bring the knee all the way down and have this knee drive forward ever so slightly. So it's more on top of the middle of your foot, not lined up with your ankle. From here, if you'd like, you can hold on to your chair, bring that back leg up and drive the knee forward a bit more. So you're in this very low lunge position. My advanced people, let go of your chair. Now I want you to take this back knee, tap the ground. Are you with me? I don't want to be here all day. Okay, good. Here we go. Tap the knee to the ground. 1. We got 10, 2, 3, 4, stay low, 5, 6, feel that in the hip there, 7, 8, 2 more, and then we'll hold it, 9, 10, 10-second hold, lift that knee, hold here, sink down, beautiful. Again, you've got that chair option to hold on to if you need to. Last 3, 2, 1, drop the back knee. Untuck the back toes. Walk this leg forward more, and now let's line that ankle and knee up a little bit more. We can hold on to the chair for some support if we'd like. I'm just going to go to the side here so you can see me a little better. And we're going to open up that hip and lift the arm up and over and hold it for more of a traditional hip flexor stretch. So this is stretching the big muscle in the front of the hip called our psoas. Traditionally, a tight muscle, many of us, just due to our lifestyle, we tend to do a lot more sitting than we do standing. Again, I'm generalizing though, so there are many that have a hard time sitting down, so that could be you. Now let's take these hands, bring them right down. Can we bring this leg further behind us? So really opening up the stance while we're on top of our wrists. Now we can hold here, or you can come on the outside edge of that foot and come down onto the forearms. Now that's not an option for me, so I'm going to come back up. I can demo it for about a split second, and that's all she wrote. But you can stay on that outside edge of the foot, really opening up the knee, while we let this back hip drop down to the floor. Body weight's being held by the hands and that back leg and front leg. We can even grip the ground with our fingertips too if we want to take some pressure off the wrists. Last few seconds. And come on up. Come to stand. How's that back hip feel? The one that we just stretched. Different, doesn't it? I know mine feels quite different to the other side. So that's working the mobility, and then we held some stretches to work the flexibility. Let's do the other side. Now it's that inside leg's back. We're going to take this back knee to the ground. Now we can walk this leg forward a bit more, drive up, and drive that knee forward. Good. Let go of the chair, my advanced people. Now knee tap for 10. Here we go. 10, 9, 8. Stay low. 7. Pressing that back knee to the ceiling. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. 10 seconds right here. Sink it. Try to straighten that back leg. Beautiful. Upright in that body for 3, 2, 1. Knee down. Untuck the toes. Move into that traditional hip flexor stretch. Take that arm, reach it up and over, and hold. Nice job. If you're finding it challenging with your balance, find something with this hand here to hold on to. So I'd rather you feel the stretch and really get a nice release in that psoas group than trying to play around with the balance. Last 10 seconds. All right, let's bring the hands in front. We're going to widen that stance, okay? So either bring this front foot forward more or slide the knee back. Now from here, just drop the knee out and come on the outside edge of the foot and then come down on the forearms. That's available to you. If you have a couple of yoga blocks, you can also build your ground up and place your hands or your forearms on that. And then let's really think about sinking that back hip down to the ground. Again, remember, if you've got some pressure on the wrists, I want you to grip the mat with your fingertips. Last 10 seconds here. And come on up. Come to stand. Woo. Hey, you should feel like walking on clouds when you're done. All right, let's use the chair. We're going to work into hip mobility through the spine, the extensors of your spine, the adductors, your inner thighs, and your hamstrings. Sitting on the very edge of our chair or bench, I want you to take the feet wide. Now, I want you to sit on your sit bone. So it's really important here that we've got that lumbar curve and that we're sitting nice and tall, and then we maintain that. From this position, just hands on hips, I want you to hinge forward as far forward as you can, keeping that neutral spine, and then come back up. Let's try it again. Hinge forward, come back up. Now, if you're feeling pretty good about maintaining neutral, fingertips on the temple, elbows pulled back, come forward. So we've done this in one of my low back strengthening programs where we held on to a dumbbell, and we've also done it where we've placed the dumbbells down here. So this can be, as I mentioned, used for what we're using today, hip mobility, and it can also be used as a low back strengthening movement. But our purpose is keeping that neutral spine. And then are we able to go a bit lower with each rep? We have 2 more to go. Now on this one here, let's take it all the way down. Hands to ground. Let yourself flex now. Push the knees out. So take a peek. Those knees would be tracking with your toes, not caving in. So you're going to feel quite a bit of stretch in the adductors, your inner thigh. And again, I don't want you to let those knees go. I want you to push them out so that legs are active. Hold it here for 3, 2, 1. Bring it on up. Nicely done. We're going to get rid of our chair. Move on to the mat. Have our block close by. We're not using it till the very end, but I want it to be accessible. Now bring the hands behind you. Feet are out and wide, focusing on internal rotation of your hip joint. So we're going to take this knee, mirror me, bring it down, tap it, inside knee to ground, back up, other knee, tap it, inside knee. Good. We have 6. So we're not worrying about the other leg dropping out. This is kind of like a half of a 90-90 stretch, right? Or drill, and that's what we're going to go into. But right now I just want you to focus on the internal rotation. 1 more each side. Perfect. All right, so let's go back to the other leg, that first leg here, this guy here. Now let's focus on external rotation. Drop it out. Can we get outside knee to ground? Other side, drop it out, outside knee to ground. I'm supported with my hands behind me. I'm in a bit of a semi-reclined position. The more upright and the closer you are to your legs, the more challenging it is. Let's get in 1 more each side. All right, now let's coordinate them. 90-90. Now let's lift the bum a bit as we come to both knees to one side. So I'm going to be more weight bearing on my arms. So I drive the hips up and then try to get that inside knee to the ground. Now let's bring ourselves right down, rotate, rotate. Now we can still keep those hands behind us if we're unable to do the 90-90s with the hands up. Beautiful. All right, now, if you'd like to add more, let's add a shin balance. So you're going to lift up, squeeze the hips, balance on that front shin, lower down. Other side. So now we're working hip mobility with strength, right? Good. Really squeeze the hips, come all the way up as high as you can, lower down slow. Let's get in 1 more each side. Last one. Now let's 90-90 back to the first direction there. And now take ourselves forward, hold. Let's flex this front foot. And then if we need to sort of clean up the movement, so we are at an actual 90-90, go for it. But our front shin is lined up at the top of our mat. Our back leg is lined up at the side of our mat. And then our chest, shoulders are lined up at the front of the mat. And we're going to lower down. Maybe we can lower down onto the forearms. My foot is active on that front leg. We're going to come on up. Other side. Line the shin up with the back of our mat. Come forward. So you're going to possibly feel completely different on each side. I know this side's quite easy for me. The other side, I can feel the muscles. So we're not going to judge ourselves on that. We're just going to use that as information so that when we move forward with our mobility work, we know, okay, I got to work a little bit more, or maybe do an extra set on that side that just was tighter, couldn't go as deep, couldn't hold it with strength. And back up. Excellent. Using our chair for our figure 4 stretch. Side of the foot, resting on the edge of our chair. Leg crosses over. Now we can be fully supported on this, and we are fully supported. And this chair, the further away it is, the more room it's going to give our hips. So for many of you, this is going to feel so nice, and it's going to give you a really nice alternative to the traditional figure 4 stretch. So if you are here and this is feeling great for you, I want you to hold it here. For those of you who want it a little deeper, let's lift the foot up and now grab on behind the thigh. Now we are lining that leg that is up on the chair or that we have grabbed onto with our arms with the outside of the shoulder. Back of the neck is long. Both hips are on the ground. Hitting the external rotators in our glute. In the hip. You might feel some stretch too into the adductor. Foot releases. Let's cross the other foot over. So again, and the closer your bum is to the chair too, the more intense the stretch is. So play around with it. If you want it to come deeper though, and you're able to bring the hands behind the thigh, pull it in, leading it with the outside of that shoulder. Now take the legs straight up, inside of the knees. Gently press them away from each other. Feet are flexed. I have softness in the knees, stretching in the adductors now, which play heavily on that range of motion for our hip joint. Everything is supported on the ground, my tailbone all the way up to my head. I'm allowing my hands to push lightly on the inside of my knees to create a little deeper stretch. And just let the knees bend. Bring the hands to the outside of the knees and push the knees in. Move your chair out of the way. Grab onto that block. Lift the hips up for a bridge and slide that block under the tailbone so it's below the waist. We don't want it on the lumbar spine. We want it on our sacrum. Left leg extends, right knee comes in. Now I like bringing the right knee, the knee that I'm driving up, the outside of my body a bit, kind of clearing my rib cage. And then from this position, we want to drive that left heel into the ground to get a wonderful stretch in the front of that left hip. Maybe you've decided to close your eyes. Just focus on the feelings, the sensations happening in the hips. Foot to the ground, other knee to chest, and then slide that right foot to the ground. Same thing, we want to drive the right heel into the ground to get that nice length happening in the front of the hip, as well as possibly in the quad too. Relaxing the muscles that don't need to be tense right now, like the ones in your face, upper back. Good. Both feet on the ground. Lift up into that bridge. Remove your block. Roll over onto your side. Use your arms to press yourself up. Find a comfortable seated position. Nice and tall in the spine. Big smile on your face. Thank you for joining me. Have a fabulous rest of your day, and I look forward to seeing you in the next workout. Bye.